Hello and welcome to MGP336. I'm Kevin with you this week. There's Sheepdog and Pab. Say hello, boys and Sheepdog.
Hello.
Hello.
That confused me massively because I just wasn't even sure whether we'd started at that point. It was all a bit weird.
The important thing is we've finally confirmed the question people have been asking for 8 years. When I say hello, boys and girls, am I talking to you or am I telling you what to do to the audience? I guess it's me referring to you as boys and girls. Now we all understand. There's no girls here, so we don't say girls.
Well, last week you said boy and girl, and then so you clarified it last week actually too.
Did I? How do you know? You weren't here last week.
Because I listened.
You did what?
Well,
why did you listen when you weren't on?
I listened to
You listened to the first 5 minutes to see why we said you were off.
Yeah, basically. I listened to see what you said about me, and then I turn it off the moment you slip into the bit where it should be me and you riffing.
Yeah, that's why it was like a 9-minute podcast last week, because all we had was gaming content. It's the shortest podcast we've ever done, I think, and that includes those 10-minute We're from the Internet episodes that we did.
This is all a bit different, isn't it? I feel really uncomfortable being responsible for my own part. Like, if I balls anything up, that's it. That's me gone.
Yep. You're snapped straight out of this existence. You're gone.
Ooh. Controversial use of the word snap and existence there, Pab. Are we allowed to say things like that?
Not for an 18-month-old film, yes.
I don't know. I think we're going to get a number of complaints.
Someone said to me earlier today, funnily enough, that they literally watched Infinity War last week and they plan to see Endgame next week and they've not been spoiled yet. And I was like, that's pretty good going that they have.
Do they listen to the show? Because I'm happy to spoil it for them right now.
No, they don't. I met them for the first time today, but I was just like, that's impressive going.
So they'll be listening to this show then? Because presumably that was the first thing you said to them. Oh, listen to my podcast tonight or tomorrow.
No. I don't know what was wrong with their eyes, but for some reason I was talking. Listen, let me finish, Pab. We were talking about children.
He's made sure they're not listening. Now he's going to just diss their eyes. Met them for the first time. Now slamming their eyes on the internet.
Well, they were trying too hard, I think, because they basically. I mentioned that I had children. I asked how old my children were, and they said, "You look about 15. How on earth do you have a 10-year-old?" And me and 3 other people in the room just laughed in their face and told them they were mental. So
they said, "You look 15."
Yeah, I was like, I haven't looked 15 since I was about 9. You know, it's not true, frankly. But I don't know what this person was thinking.
I can only assume you've shaved your beard and put it on top of your head to hide the baldness.
But this is it. I'm I don't know. I've got a bit of beard going. I've not shaved.
Measure it. I want to know how long it is. Get the ruler out. Get your beard ruler out.
Probably going to be 7 or 8 millimeters.
Interesting. That's a mid-length. Not stubble. I would argue probably not yet a beard.
Hang on. No. What's millimeters then?
Tiny.
I can pull it.
Okay. Maybe we're entering beard territory.
Yeah, maybe it's more like over a centimetre. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a big beard. I'm not Santa Sheepdog. I'm regular Professor Sheepdog.
Okay, I'll allow it. We don't have Anna with us this week, in case anyone's not noticed. We got home about an hour and a half ago, and I came outside to finish off a little bit of work. And then when I went back in, she was fast asleep on the sofa. I tried to wake her, and I thought I was going to get bitten. So I've just left her there. I think she had a headache beforehand, but the growling noise that came out of her when I tried to wake her up, it was like poking an angry dog with a stick. And I thought I was going to lose an arm. So I've just walked out of there, and she might join us. She might be there now, in which case she's going to ruin me. But yeah, last I saw, she was asleep on the sofa, officially ill. And that's you won't hear Anna for another 2 weeks now, because we're on a rotating host list for the next few weeks, because it's just going to be me and Pab next week, I think, when we're down in London for Comic-Con. The week after, it will just be Sheepdog and Pab. Pab's your only ever present for the month of May. The rest of us are just in and out like nobody's business. You can tell whose podcast it really is these days. But of course, we'll all be back, start of June, raring to go, getting ready for MGPX, which is on the 20th of July. And you should all come. It's in Peterborough. It's going to be great. All the details are at lelujo.fm/MGPX. come and join in the fun. Sheepdog has probably got thousands of pounds worth of competition prizes at this point.
No.
That was the one job he was given. So thousands of pounds worth of competition prizes. You're pretty much guaranteed to... I think what Sheepdog always used to say, you're guaranteed to leave in profit if you come to MGPX because of all the swag you'll get. So we're leaving that in the hands of Sheepdog. If that's not how it ends up being, that's all on him. He'll probably write you a cheque.
No, the gaming companies are being well tight. I think that's the best way to put it. They're all just saying they've got nothing, which is frankly outrageous. I have a few people to get back to, though.
I mean, if nothing else, we'll buy one of those big bags of little bags of Haribos, so people will get 3 Haribos each in one of those little bags.
Seems
we'll do
fair.
that. Everyone who comes will at least get. Hang about, Sheepdog. We're not made of money. Mauam are 5p a pack at the Seaside arcade ticket exchange thing, whereas Haribo's much lower down the scale. You haven't thought this through. So that's that. That's July. Next week, me and Pab are going to be down at London Comic Con. So you should come and say hello to us during that weekend if you're going to be there. You should absolutely come along on Sunday afternoon to see old Kev do his first Comic Con panel. The first neurodiversity panel at a mainstream event anywhere in the world ever. There you go. There's a headline for you. Come along to that. 2:00 Sunday afternoon. It's going to be marvellous. And I think that's me updating you on things I have to update you about. So Sheepdog can tell you what stupid things have happened to him this week. I predict probably 4 or 5.
I don't know, really. I was off work for 2 days ill.
Why?
Because I was ill. I've been ill in ages as well.
You're
That's
always
why.
ill.
I know why, because he Spurs won. That's why he was ill.
Oh, yeah. God. My voice has barely come back from that. It was amazing.
Have they not been knocked out of that thing yet? Is that
it's not until the 1st of June when we play. Well, I know we'll lose. I'm not in any illusions that we'll win. But it's absolutely mad.
Makes a mockery of the whole competition if Spurs win, after all.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I really did recover from that, and then I just got sicker over a few days.
Why did you scream like a little girl? What was
my voice locked like that? I screamed like a manly man.
How did your voice end up there in the first place to lock at that point? What business did it have going that high?
I don't really know what happened. I yelled, I jumped up, and then I shouted, and then I went to shout again, and was just talking in a really high pitched voice. And was like, I can't actually get rid of this. And then I carried on cheering because I just couldn't believe it. And then I wanted to record a video like I did. And yeah, I was like that for ages. My family were just looking at me like I'd gone mad, but I had no control over it.
Oh, wow.
I'm almost tempted to play it again, but I can't be bothered to go and find it on my phone.
You'll notice in that clip actually when I turned it on, wasn't sure if it was recording, then shouted, then tried to turn it off, couldn't find the off button, and was just staring at the screen for a couple of seconds. That's when Ollie starts saying yeah, and then I just screamed again and saw the off button and was like, thank God for that, because people started joining it and I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought I was just recording and uploading it, but it came up in the corner, sounds like 2 or 3 people had joined the video. I was like, no, it's not going on any more than this. I'm frantically trying to cancel the whole thing. But it's a very bizarre sort of 5-10 minutes. I was buzzing. I've never felt such a buzz like that from football. Even when we've only ever won rubbish in my life, like the League Cup. That was just insane. Literally the last second of the game. I saw all these videos of Ajax fans counting down 10, 9, 8, and they're winning, and they got to 1, and then we scored, and everyone in the room just deflated. And that was me in the reverse, basically. I inflated and then got really high pitched and lost my voice. It was brilliant. Absolutely love it. It was weird actually feeling it, because I got up Monday morning to watch the second from last Game of Thrones, and was all fine, and then got to work and then just become incredibly ill and then went home. I spent 2 days laying next to my PS4 thinking, if I could just get the energy up, I could put Spider-Man on and I could just lay here and play it. And I just didn't. I didn't get the energy at all. I was so gutted. I was literally looking at the case for about an hour thinking, if I could just feel a little bit better, I could put it on just a little bit better. But no, didn't happen. I played some Captain Toad though, which is weird because I said before it made me feel massively ill. All the twisting and turning of the world that he walks around in.
Well, I imagine that's why you were okay. If you were already ill, it couldn't make you any worse.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It was bizarre. Ollie was off ill as well on one of the days. So I just basically sat with him. We were playing it together and I got really into it. It's quite easy. The only times I thought it was going to be hard is because they like purposely withheld some of the items you needed to complete it, and it all just kind of came together as you did the obvious bits. But yeah, I think it's probably a little bit too simple for an adult. But for Ollie, he's really enjoyed it, and I've got a bit more into it. I've been able to play it since without feeling ill, which maybe makes me think that's all I needed to do was get some sort of virus. Maybe if I want to use virtual reality headsets in future, I just need to become massively sick and sleep for 2 days, and then I'll be able to wear it for a bit, which is probably worth the trade-off.
It seems worth it. Absolutely seems worth it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I haven't really done anything else other than that, because then I was working from home for 2 days. I literally didn't leave the house for about 6 days, other than to do a little bit of Pokemoning when I wasn't in bed dying. So that is basically the week and a half that you've not seen me was that.
Getting your last bit of Pokemoning in before Minecraft Earth comes out and Pokemon dies a death. I've given up on Harry Potter. Harry Potter's dead to me.
I went on
Minecraft
their,
Earth is where it's at.
I went on the Harry Potter Reddit group to see what's what, when it's out and that kind of thing, and the people that are beta testing it are asking questions like, is this the full game? Are they giving us more stuff later on? Is anything else actually happening with this game? And they don't seem very happy at the moment. And I'm thinking there must be a lot more coming to it, because that's pretty much what everyone thought with Pokemon Go after a week. But yeah, it's interesting to see that they haven't really learned their lesson, because if they put out a rather, packed game at the start, they'd probably get people, into it longer. I mentioned to you before, there was literally breaking news on Pokemon Go. They've released a new wave of Pokemon. They've released new, it's called a glacial lure, a mossy lure, and a magnetic lure that act like normal lures, the pink ones, except they only attract ice, grass, and electric Pokemon. They're used to evolve certain Pokemon and bring new Pokemon that you can't catch at the moment into the game. So that's quite cool. There'll be lots of them about around Deep In tomorrow, I imagine, around everywhere else that other people live. So you'll be able to
everyone has to come here.
They should.
They'll only be here.
I don't know the exact number, but I think there's about 10 added at least. Maybe more like 15. But that'll keep you busy for a couple of days, which is cool. But as you say, they do really need to up their game a bit. I think well, this Minecraft thing, the first I heard of it was a headline that came up saying, "Rest in peace, Pokemon Go." So obviously I clicked that. Clickbaity.
Did I write that article?
No, you didn't. And
it was just me sending you my daily text update. That's how I title my daily emails to you, letting you know what's going on in the world.
But when I clicked it, it was just the promo for the game, for the Minecraft world. Is it Minecraft World?
Minecraft Earth. It's called. And it looks awesome. Well, I say it looks awesome. All I know about it, the trailer came. Anna found the trailer while we were driving, so she watched it and then described it to me. So what I'm seeing in my head, based on her description, looks awesome. And I don't really want to go and find out if what I'm seeing is reality, because I think I can only be disappointed based on how I'm currently feeling about it. Because it's in my mind, it's a combination of the best parts of Pokemon Go combined with that tech demo that they did at E3 like 4 years ago of the HoloLens Minecraft. And in my mind, it's basically that, but everywhere. And
so
it probably isn't that.
All of the videos and pictures that I keep seeing, they're making it look like you could almost, well, it is like you're building a little model castle. So, you said you could go before the show when we were talking about this, and we said, we should really record this. You said you'd basically wait until I built a castle around my house and then urinate on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like, you could urinate on it, but it looks like it'd be like a little model castle. Like if I built a little...
Well, I'll just do a little wee then. I'll give you a full moat.
if it was real, it would be like the equivalent of me having a fancy birdhouse in my garden. By the looks of these, it's like someone's sculpted.
Well, I guess if it was unlimited building, if you had 3 people down the same street playing it, it would very quickly get to the point where, yeah, this doesn't work because Sheepdog's mansion's 3 miles across.
What I'd be interested in is if you could start leaving cheeky notes in Minecraft around the place, just I don't know, building little kevs and leaving them in places and playing some sort of kev scavenger hunt.
Kevs everywhere, that would be amazing. Also, having said it wouldn't work if you could build everywhere, I do like the idea of a Minecraft land grab. I think that would be brilliant. I'd drive to really far-flung parts of the country just to see if anyone had. Let's go into the middle of the desert and claim 5 miles there and just build on it, and then it's ours.
That sounds more like Ingress, but I know what you mean. It would be quite cool to take over a patch and be like, "You're in Sheepdog country now. Get out of here." I don't know whether, I don't know what they could do. Like, my imagination's going off on one with it, thinking, well, what could you do? I sort of thinking, like, I don't know, I'd want to set out little routes on it. I could be like, all right, I'm going to teach my kids to be able to walk from they'll be able to do it anyway, but from mine to their nan's by just adding a little path between mine and theirs in Minecraft. So they can just look at the app and follow the track rather than a sat-nav. Just random things like that. I can't think of anything else that I'd really want to do once I'd built the odd things I always build in Minecraft. And I imagine building them in Minecraft to be better because I wouldn't have to leave the house to do it. So again, I'm a bit, I don't know.
The general gist of what I understand is you go around and collect blocks. So you have to get out of the house to collect the blocks in the first place. And then once you've got those blocks, you can use them to build. And the unique thing about the building, from what I understand, is that you're not just building stuff that only you can see. It's stuff that then exists in the world that when people hold their phone up to it with the AR stuff, other people can see what you've built. The headline on The Verge, which of course is what we should be trusting here because it was the most anti-Pokemon Go one I could find, is Minecraft Earth goes a step beyond Pokemon Go to cover the world in blocks. Microsoft's ambitious goal, holograms that persist everywhere. So to me, that headline is a mix between the HoloLens tech demo, which looked awesome, and going around and doing a bit of a walk and collecting stuff in the shape of Minecraft bricks.
It does say in another article that you can do small-scale construction projects with friends or life-size collaborations with anyone in your neighbourhood. So we could end up turning our street into a medieval...
Because I guess the limitation on the size of what you build is probably how many blocks you collect. Perhaps it's difficult to collect enough blocks to build an enormous mansion. It would take forever, but I guess that's why if you collaborate, you'll be able to do something bigger and more impressive.
Yeah, but then it would take bloody... If they're all tiny little Lego-sized blocks and you're trying to build a castle, you're not going to get very far, are you?
What you're forgetting, Sheepdog, is they'll probably give me the option to throw money at it, and I must have put about 800 quid into Pokemon Go. So if Minecraft offer me bricks for sale, I'll just set up a standing order. Just send me my bricks, Microsoft. That's all I want. Just keep the bricks coming.
Mad,
I'm going to be playing this game for the next 2 or 3 weeks, probably. I'm willing to spend everything I've got on it. Because that's pretty much what I did on Pokemon Go. I've still got about 60 raid passes on Pokemon Go because they're just there. I ain't ever going to use them. I haven't done a raid for about a year. They're just too much hassle.
There's a raid weekend thing next week where people will be walking around deep in again.
See, I don't want to do that. And plus, I'm going to be at Comic-Con. So, in fact, if that's on next weekend, Pab, guess what we're doing next Saturday?
Good.
We're going on a Poke Stroll.
Okay.
Woohoo! If anyone wants to join me and Pab on a London Poke Stroll, let Pab know and he'll arrange it with you. Pab's my assistant now, I've decided.
It's Lapras, so there won't be a massive need. Like, you'll only need probably 4 or 5 people. Just electrocute the hell out of it. You'll be fine.
And
Chance of trying to do special moves.
And I need to do 60 raids to get rid of all.
You got 3 hours. I'm a bit miffed.
My 3 hour record in the past, I think, was 28. I did on one of the previous ones. That was when I was with a scientist walking around St Albans who had his route planned out the most efficient way using a route planning algorithm and distances between gyms, but lifted off of Google Earth. It was incredible what he did. So if we've got any fancy London scientists who've got a route planned where I can get 30 or 35 raids done in this 3-hour spell, I will follow you around London and Pab will like it or lump it.
It kills me at the moment here that every time they've done these, they do like a raid hour thing every month at the moment as well. But they don't announce it either. It's literally just you'll be sat there at 5 and suddenly every gym in the country worldwide will suddenly have a countdown for an egg. And we're trying to perfect the perfect route to get the most done possible in an hour. And I think it's going well, but what's really hindering us is there's a couple of people who every single time we say, don't bike, get in your car, we're driving it, we want to do as many as we can, they go, oh no, I'm going to bike it, and then they expect us to wait, and we try really hard to not wait, but we don't want to cause any kind of fights, so we always end up missing the last 2 or 3 on our carefully planned route that should have been okay, because people can't bike faster.
Just slash the tyres.
Yeah, well, there's no telling people, is there? They're just...
Do you want me to come and slash the tyres?
Maybe, but... It's funny.
I'll steal their bikes.
It's been fun anyway. I feel like by the time we're pretty much there, the hour's up, I'm kind of like, look, I've done enough of these. I didn't really need the extra 2, probably. But I got to go to this wedding at, I think it's like 1 o'clock on the day the lap press ones are on. And it's like 11 till 2. So I sort of said to Mr. Sheepdog that I'll get ready for the wedding at like 10 to 1. And it's only in Crowland, so it's like a 20-minute drive. If that, should be fine.
Just come and play with us in London.
Not allowed. Caused too many arguments trying to get out of it.
Send your hologram to the wedding.
I said she could basically take an actor because they don't know me and wouldn't give a toss if I was there or not.
My brother will go in then. Give him 20 quid and get him a suit. My brother will go with you.
I wanted to try and convince her to take a little wooden puppet and just convince everyone that, yeah, this is my husband, and just talk to it and act like she completely believes that that's me. And I had it all in my head. I thought it would be amazing.
What, she didn't go for that, unbelievably?
No, unbelievably.
What an unreasonable woman she is.
I know.
At times.
She's just got no kind of spirit of adventure.
What a monster. So, yeah, Minecraft Earth looks awesome. I already have Harry Potter pre-registered on my Android phone because it has the fancy pre-register function on there. I now want to throw that phone in the sea, and I'm all in on Minecraft Earth. Can't believe anyone around here ever said anything positive about Harry Potter. Minecraft Earth is where it's at.
Yeah. I've got more faith in that one being decent. I'm not 100% sure. Like, what events can they do?
Building. Everyone can go to Old Trafford and collaborate to build a replica of it next door in bricks. So you tell me that's not going to be awesome?
What, go and build a Man City stadium, whatever it's called? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Or go to whatever Spurs' new ground is called and build them a Champions League trophy. Replace the one they ain't ever going to win.
Wow.
I'd be like building little trip hazards in your way and hoping that you'll virtually trip over them. It would just make me feel good.
An empty trophy cabinet. That would be good.
You're mean.
Look, by the time this podcast is out, they'll have either won it or lost it, probably. I don't know when these come out. No idea. Presumably there's a couple of weeks lag.
It's not a 2-week edit on these things.
I don't know, Pab. To me, sometimes as I'm speaking, I think this is going to take a good couple of weeks of editing to make this palatable to the common ear.
Wow. So, yeah, and it clearly isn't because I just chuck it out. Just bung the jingles on and chuck it out.
Yeah, either he's a wizard or he's not listening to it back before he releases it.
Both,
I can't believe it's that one.
It's a bit of both. A bit of both.
You surely do the 3-point click.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's basically all you need.
Yeah.
So, has anyone other than Sheepdog actually played a game this week? Because actually, I say I haven't. I only blooming have. Diablo, again. I've now finished the main story. I still haven't done the extra DLC act. I've started that. But I sat there on the train back from London on Monday night and sat there finishing it off. Very happy I was too. Bit of an anticlimactic end. I don't know if it was this way in the original or if it's because I've got the fancy Switch Game of the Year, whatever it's called, version. But you finish where the original main story would have ended, and you don't even get a cutscene. It just goes straight into, here we go, here's with the next act starting. I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure this is where the game originally ended. I guess there was a cutscene here once, but it just advances straight into the next act, and then eventually you get a little bit of a, this is what's happened, this is where you go from here type thing. But it's just a wonderful game. I love this game, and as I keep saying, the Switch is just the perfect platform for it. I've loved it on PC, I've loved it on Xbox and PlayStation, everything else I've played it on, but I just never had the time to sit and play it. But it's the fact that I can sit there on the train playing it. It's just, it's pretty close to the perfect game for me. I love Diablo, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I don't have it anymore. I'm going to need something as good as that on my Switch that I can play when I'm having a poo, when I'm on the train, when I'm lying there in bed and I haven't got any comics downloaded. I need that because it's so perfect, and I am going to desperately miss it when it's gone. Although I guess there's another 6 characters, or how many characters are there in total? I could just go through and do it again as a different character, or at least one that's a completely different style of character. Because at the moment I'm a demon hunter, so I could go and do it as ranged. I could go and do it as a stick whacking man or something. And I guess it would feel very different. So I might just do that and play it through again, because it's that good. But yeah, finished Diablo 3 main story. Kev's a hero. It's only taken me 10 years. Yeah, when did this game come out? Before the podcast started, probably.
Something like that, I think.
That's all I've played.
Okay.
Because it's all a man needs. And of course, my usual 40 hours of Football Manager.
Well, of course. So what have I played? Let's get the small stuff out of the way first. Fortnite. There's a new event. There's a John Wick event in it now. Which is bizarre.
You have a dog running around with you?
No.
How much do you
it's not a John Wick event, then, is it?
To have a Kev event? Because it seems you just have to throw a bit of cash out
you
and anything.
You have to have a major
anything
film.
And anyone can have an event.
No.
Well, I have a film that comes out every day, Pab. You said it's not major?
It's not major. It's not in the cinemas. I know of.
Depends if someone...
We're living in a modern world now, Pab.
Yes, it needs to be in the cinemas, I imagine. And I imagine... I don't know.
Should they do Netflix collabs?
Not that I know of. No, because I think the only realistic ones have been...
They're
stuck
in the 90s.
So, I don't know.
I want a Kev event in Fortnite.
Well,
where the only tweak to the base game will be none of the guns shoot straight. And
the characters just are always wrong. Their opinions just become really invalid.
No, I want it to be about me. The guns, you press the button, but it just fires in a random direction, and you have no way of controlling it. I think that'd be great just do it for. If you're listening, Epic, just for an afternoon, like a Tuesday afternoon. I don't need a long-term thing. Have your people talk to my people, aka Pab. Let's get a price sorted for a Tuesday afternoon where just like for half an hour, guns shoot randomly, and we'll call that Kev's half hour. And I'm willing to pay upwards of £30 for that.
Just tell them you saved people from tragedy, and this is what you want your reward to be.
I saved you from tragedy. I dragged you out of the slums and brought you onto a world-renowned podcast. You'd still be...
Pab.
You'd still be in...
Why aren't you grateful?
You'd still be on EastEnders if it wasn't for me.
No, he's not talking about me.
Pab's on Coronation Street. I plucked 2 people from 2 soap operas and turned them into podcast sensations. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, Pab, is that all you had to say about Fortnite?
The John Wick event. So last weekend, at some point, a house turned up behind Paradise Palms, and it turned out it was John Wick's house from the films. And
I'm really disappointed.
No.
I thought you said house, not a house. So I was thinking house off of the telly.
No. John Wick's actual house turned up.
Boring.
And you can go down into the basement and you can dig up the guns like he does in the film. You've seen the films, haven't you?
I have no idea who or what John Wick is.
Sheepdog?
Not a clue what you're talking
about.
No,
I've not seen the films either.
Oh my word. Really?
They're crime films, aren't they? So they're going to be rubbish.
It's not crime films. They're action films. They're great. Well, anyway,
what a load of bobbins.
He asked in the first film they kill these gangsters kill his dog, and he goes and gets a sledgehammer and smashes the basement out of the floor out of his basement, and that's where all his guns are stored. You see, because he buried them 8 years ago, and he knows where to get them. So you could do that turned up last week, and this week the actual John Wick bounty event has arrived, where you get killed. You have 3 lives. Every time you get a kill, you get 4 coins, and the first to 500 coins wins. It's a squad-based game, so it's not like as if you're expected to get all the coins yourself. People probably do play it on solos, but it's more difficult that way. And it's all right. It's okay. There's like a challenge list with it as well, and you'll get like a wrap for weapons and what have you, and
a what? A rat?
Wrap.
Oh, okay.
Like a weapon skin, basically.
That makes a lot more sense than getting a rat for your weapons.
Yeah,
it's
like a weapon. It's like weapon skin. The actual John Wick skin is out now as well. You can that one costs money. You don't earn that one. You have to purchase that one. But it's different to the actual John Wick skin that was in season 3. I think the end of season 3 they had like an unofficial John Wick skin for completing the battle pass. This one's much more photorealistic. It's probably the most photorealistic character in the game now. Do John
people
Wick.
Actually care about any of that? What skin their character's in?
I don't know.
It's a first-person shooter. You can't see your own character.
It's third person.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll allow it then.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a way to, I don't know, show your personality off. I don't know. It's what people do. Skins are what they do.
Of personality, surely.
Well, whatever you want to do. If you want to be...
While you're arranging the Kev afternoon, can you arrange for a Kev skin as well?
Well, we'll ask that as well, yeah. We'll get a Kev skin. I mean, to be honest, yeah, if I look through all the skins, I probably could find a skin that looks like Kev anyway at some point. There probably has been a Kev skin, and we didn't know.
I feel like this is just some beard and glasses racism you're throwing at me there, Pab.
I will look through... I will go through all the skins later on and see if I can actually see
if it's just a generic person with a beard and glasses, I'm going to sue you.
Well, what if it is actually based on you, though?
If it's based on me, then that won't be generic,
That's
will it?
fine. Okay. I will look.
Such a racist.
I didn't know beard and glasses was a race.
Probably thinks we all know each other as well.
Didn't know you were a race. Is that much of a racist?
Beard and glasses is a race now, is it?
Doesn't even acknowledge my right to exist.
So yeah, there is a John Wick event. I think it's on for till Tuesday, maybe another week. I'm not certain exactly. Like I say, it comes with a list of challenges and play the games, use certain guns, kill a certain number of people, and what have you. It's not too difficult. And the battle pass rolls on again. We're on week 2 now of the new season 9.
Probably my favourite season so far. I think season 9.
It's interesting. It is more interesting. We've got different guns in there. They've nerfed the ballers now, and the drum gun.
That's been a long time coming, Pab.
Yeah, definitely, because now balls can be sniped and be destroyed, whereas it realistically wasn't happening previously. So they have lower health now, and the drum gun's been nerfed massively. People hate the drum gun. Drum gun's a pain.
I can understand why. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you understand. But the big one I have played this week is Rage 2. Rage 2.
See, this is what Anna would have been talking about, because she's been playing this. She got this early again from Shop 2 because they're awesome at
it baffles me this, because they must be close to you, because every time I order from Shop 2, I get it on the day of release, so I don't know what's going on.
Perhaps it's because she she puts her name down as Anna brackets the Chapman family and then links to our YouTube. So
can you do that in his delivery?
She just says, don't you know who I am?
Oh, right. Is that how it is? Okay. So, yeah, this game, I mean, I've played like 2 hours or so, maybe 3. And you're in a wasteland again. And you are this chap who's just a nobody who manages to get some like ranger armor or something like that. Who's like the rangers, like the soldiers of this world or what have you. And you pretty much straight away find yourself to be the last ranger. You're the only one left, and you have to go out and shoot all these weird mutants and baddies. It's from the people who made Just Cause and Mad Max from a few years ago, and I can kind of see that. I'm getting the vibes of Borderlands off of it.
I was just going to say, from the bits I've watched of Anna playing, it looks like Borderlands with proper graphics.
Yes, exactly. Like modern realistic graphics. Borderlands, exactly that. That's what I'm getting from it right now. I've heard a lot of people say it's just kind of bland and a bit boring. The gunplay is good. I feel like the gunplay seems okay from what I've played.
If Anna has to resit an exam, because she had an exam today, if she has to resit that exam in a few months' time, it'll be because of this game. Because
really?
It's eaten into her revision time quite a lot. She's been very much enjoying it. So she's a big fan.
It's quite fun. I mean, I've not played, like I say, masses of it, but it's like I say, it gives you like a little bit at the start, and you kind of like on rail or not on rails, but you kind of boxed in and you kind of forced to go one way, and then it kind of opens up and you're in an open world. And then that's where the game opens up and it's do what you want sort of thing. And it becomes very much a video game where there is multiple question marks on the map, multiple missions on the map, multiple quest givers. And it's just icons all over the map. It's proper like, I know a lot of games are trying to get away from just spamming the people and overwhelming gamers with icons and maps, all just completely filling them out with icons and missions and stuff. I know again, this one isn't doing that. It's just going for it, and it's like, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do that. Oh, this is that, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it at the minute. It seems like, say, from the few hours I've been doing, I've just been kind of doing the main quest. I'm not really. If I stumble across a question mark, I might do it. There's some like weird like territory drone bot type things, and they are seriously difficult. There's like. I did one straight away, and I went, "Oh, that was great." And then I went to the next one in the next like zone across, and I thought it must just be me. It must just be me just being bad at the game, and I must have tried about 10 or 15 times, and I went, "No, this is. I'm just walking away." I honestly thought it was just me being bad at the game, but it is really difficult, and it's just a drone that just shoots you every now and again, and you shoot it back, but. It varies its attacks up, and it has like different like modes. You have like a health bar, and every time you get down to a certain point, it changes its attack up, and it's difficult. So there are difficult parts in it from what I've seen. It's not really. I found one boss. I think I got like a pre-order level, I think, and it pushed me into a zone that I hadn't been in before, and I wasn't. Well, it's a pre-order level. It said at the start. Your pre-order level will unlock after the first main quest. So I went, okay, did it. And I got to the boss room, and the boss room was like this huge big fella, and then just kept spawning over random, like little tiny enemies, and it's just spawning them and keeps spawning them, and it gives me a gun. I didn't realize how I could change change the weapon in, because I found a gun in this boss room, and it's just a pistol. So I effectively had a pistol and a shotgun, so I had no long range, and I'm trying to stay away from this big giant fella. And then I eventually found out you just hold Y button and it just brings up the wheel, and you can select which gun you want. I didn't realise that till long after that. But that took me about, I want to say, 6 or 7 goes to beat that boss. And I got some armour for it, but I don't even know whether I can't find the armour in my list or anything, whether I'm even wearing it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this game. There's a lot of like mechanics in this game of like, oh, there's like certain like scrap you need for certain to collect things to upgrade. There's certain points that you need to upgrade things, and you can I think I purchased the ability to upgrade things, but I couldn't actually upgrade them, which made no sense. I was like, so I'm purchasing the ability to buy the upgrades, but the actual upgrades aren't available because I don't have the currency to make the upgrades or something like that. I was like, what is going on? So I spent all of a certain currency unlocking something I couldn't actually do. But
silly goose.
I mean, I will eventually have the currency to it. And at the minute, there is I like this. They did this with what game was it now? That had is it Far Cry? Far Cry 5, I think, where they had like the arcade mode where they would say like every now and again they would say in like worldwide they'd say get this number of kills with certain weapons and we'll unlock you a new shotgun or a new shotgun skin or whatever, a new type of gun. And they'd say you've got a week to do it. They were like challenges for the just in general, and there's the same things going on with this way. At the minute, the game is like saying it's either 10 million or 100 million road kills, like by the roadside in the world, and you'll get a gun. I'm like, that seems a lot of kills. I don't know how long we've got to do it, but it's like globally, it's like worldwide across everything, I think. I'm hoping it is, because if it's not, I'm in trouble because I don't know how many people are playing it on the PC. But it's cool because I find myself just doing it by accident. In this world, you just there's loads of people just out on the roadside, and you just kind of inadvertently I've just run over someone. Someone's just
monster.
You don't even realise. I mean, admittedly, I've been playing a lot of it, and it's been in the dark, so I've just been playing it, and you don't see them. You just do not see them at all. So I've just been, there's one, there's another one. I'm adding to the list. I'm adding to the tally, and it's I don't know. There's something to this game. Like I said, there's car combat, there's cars. So reminiscent of like the Mad Max game that they made a few years ago. There's, like I say, it's all first person. There's all sorts of like neon colours, but I am getting very Borderlands vibes from it. I'm getting very Borderlands. I can see why Anna likes this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't mind it.
This will definitely keep her amused for
some
time.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it. Like I say, people are saying, I'm not sure about this. It seems a bit nothing. But based on the few hours I've played of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with this. I don't dislike it at all. It's been pretty good from what I've played so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was having a nose around in game earlier today.
Oh yeah.
Were we aware Mario Maker was coming out on Switch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's really soon. Why was I not aware of that?
Because you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
I want it.
Good. Yeah, so do I.
Good.
I do and I don't. Part of me thinks I will probably not play it and
get it.
Yeah.
It comes with a. Do they all come with a little stylus thing, or is it just the pre-order?
No, it's just the pre-order one from game. It's the only one that's game's exclusive. Do
you need the stylus?
Nope.
Do I need to be getting it from game?
Nope. Okay. Because how do you use the stylus when it's plugged into the actual dock?
Just rub it, scratch it on your telly.
Yeah, just straight on the telly with the.
Yeah.
See what
if
it
that
does.
Doesn't work, use a Sharpie.
Take it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to return this stylus.
Yeah.
It scratched up my telly and didn't work. Can I try a new one, please?
It's happening again.
So it's coming out in.
I just feel like
mid to late June,
I think
20th of June or something like that. I think.
Yeah, it's not long at all. And like, if you order it in other places, I don't know what the price difference is like, but I know that from Nintendo directly, you get they call it a diorama set. It's just like Mario toys.
I've got a Mario diorama set. I wonder if it's the same one I've got. I got it from Toys R Us just as they were closing down. It's awesome.
And I don't know. Amazon reckon theirs comes with anything you can get pre-ordered elsewhere, which I found hard to believe.
I haven't looked on Amazon. I should probably have a look on Amazon.
I think someone said it in the comments because they don't mention pre-orders anywhere, and then there was a question asked, and somebody replied saying everything.
What's it called? Super Mario Maker, not Marker.
Yes. I don't know if you watched the direct for Super Mario Maker earlier in the
Do I
week.
look like the kind of man who's going to have watched that?
No. Well,
No.
I only
Mario Maker
noticed
2 as well, Kev. So it's
Yeah.
not just it's not the remake; it's an update.
On Amazon, there's a standard edition for $39.99 and a limited edition for $59.99, and it doesn't actually make it clear what the difference between the two is, which is weird. Sure, there is a difference, but there's not a clear one on Amazon. I'll just get the cheap one.
This comes with the ability to play other people's levels and do that 100 level thing,
Yes.
doesn't it? So
Yes.
okay,
Well, you'll have to have Nintendo Online then at that point.
which I have for free for a
Nintendo
year
Online.
because of that awesome thing.
Twitch thing.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
So there you go.
Because I kind of feel like I'd probably make a few levels, realise it takes a stupid amount of time, and my levels aren't very good, and then I'd stop. Whereas being able to play other people's cool levels and just constantly have a never-ending Mario game would be quite fun.
I'm going to try and remake Mega Stan, but in Mario.
Good luck with that.
Just need to make it so some of the jumps are impossible, and it'll be there.
People completed that game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
It does use the same method that Mega Stan used. Except you don't make the levels in a notepad file like you did on mine, but just the blocks being, forced into place based on whatever you've set them as. Mine, if you just did, I think every G was ground, so I just had a notepad file with loads of G's in it, and then a star that put a diamond in a certain place, and then an E for an exit, and I can't remember what enemies were under actually, so it got confusing. I remember typing it all out, and all the baddies were exits, and all the exits were baddies, and I had to go back and do a control, copy and swap. But it was interesting being able to just code it once and then make as many levels as I wanted. I don't know why I stopped at 3 levels, to be honest. I could have just kept churning out levels for till Kingdom Come.
You're a silly goose.
That could have been its 12th season now.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
I'm sure it was wise.
So Mario Maker, that's what I'm saying. That Direct said there is a thing at the minute on the actual on Nintendo Online store where if you can buy it's like a 2 games for £84 or something like that card or whatever it is. So you can buy 2 games for 2 digital games from the Nintendo eShop, whatever it is.
Is it the same game twice though?
No.
Sure.
There's a list of all the games, and Mario Maker 2 is in that, and it includes some of the pre-orders that are coming up.
I know that sounds like a really dumb thing to say, but they had an absurd deal recently where you could buy, I think it was Pokemon Let's Go, but I might be wrong. But it was like, buy 2 copies, get the second copy for half price. And when you looked at it, it wasn't saying you could buy like Let's Go and
I don't think it'd let you
Super
buy
Smash
it.
Bros.
It was
Super Smash Bros. It was saying buy 2 copies and the second one will be half price. So then you get a friend to buy it with you, and then you're both saving a little bit of money. And it was really convoluted. No, I'm pretty sure it was codes because it was on the internet, and you.
Yeah, but this is directly through the actual eShop. So I don't think it'd let you buy 2 copies of the same game. You don't think you could physically do it.
Well, it could just give you a code to give to somebody, couldn't it?
No, because it's through the actual. Oh, maybe I don't know. I don't. But it's just like you can select which games you want to purchase, and it's like I think it's 2 for £84, which is cheap, which works out cheaper, considerably cheaper than if you just bought two games. If you know these 2 games that you want that are coming out.
I don't know. It's $39.99, isn't it? So
not on the actual eShop. I bet it's not. I bet it's $49.99.
For people who like to have their eyes wiped.
I like to have no cards, just like digital download. That's what I like.
You like to have your eye wiped a little bit.
I don't mind. I pay the Nintendo tax.
Why?
I don't like having all the cards with me. I like just having the console. I don't like having loads of different little cards that I'm going to lose everywhere. So, yeah. Anyway, so it is there is an option for that if people are interested in, they know if we're going to get games, which I'll probably end up doing. I'll probably end up buying Crafted World or whatever it is, Yoshi's Crafted World and that and
Yoshi's in Mario Maker, isn't he? Was he in the first one?
He was in. Oh, was he? I think he was in the first one.
All right, just saw like Yoshi and Luigi seem to be more in the marketing for this one. And I didn't own the first one, so I didn't know whether they were both in the first one.
I feel like they were, but I might be completely wrong. Yeah, they must have been, because you could use the amiibo and unlock them that way.
Right, okay. I'm obligated to buy this because I may have promised that I would sit up and make levels for the kids, and I regret promising that. Now I know how tediously boring it's going to be.
Yeah, after you promised to City Skylines mega city.
Hey, that worked out in the end once I let people in. Once I reversed the exit only sign or whatever the stupid thing I'd done.
Yeah.
That city went broke and we built another one. But I keep wanting to play that, and I keep thinking it's just too frustrating trying to explain taxes to a 6-year-old. It's just
start him early. You got to start him early.
Yeah. Just put him on infinite money mode, and then he's there for hours because there's no jeopardy.
Well, there we go.
Right, what was all that about? I was busy. I wasn't listening to a word anyone said.
Were you celebrating Doncaster being out of the playoffs?
Oh, are they? Excellent. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Poor old Grant McCann.
Yeah.
I didn't know that had happened. No, I've just the panel schedule has just been properly announced for Comic-Con, and I was just checking I was on it, and then tweeting it and sharing it with the other people who were doing the panel, and it's very cool. It's right there. It's there. I'm so proud. Oh. Yeah, Comic-Con panel. Come and see us, 2 p.m. next Sunday.
Heckle him.
On the studio stage. Straight after Tomska, apparently.
Who?
And before Dean Dobbs. Tomska is the one who does that cartoon that I can't remember the name of, the little animation thing. But I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I know. If you just search for him on YouTube, I forget what it is. He's at all these events, and he always has. I'm looking him up now because it's going to annoy me if I can't, especially because we're on straight after him. I should probably know what he does. He is the guy who does ASDF movie. That's what it's called. It's like gazillions of views on YouTube for these animation things.
Right.
The fella on after you has like 162,000 followers on Twitter.
See, that's the level we're at. Between the four of us who are doing it, we've got like 250,000 YouTube subscribers. So
I didn't say YouTube subscribers, it's Twitter followers.
Okay, we've probably got 50,000 Twitter followers between the four of us.
Yeah, really helping that cause.
But Twitter's for losers, YouTube's where it's at. I know he's got more YouTube subscribers than us as well.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind being the smallest panel. Two before us is the PokerTube panel. Are you on that one? You're almost... See, if you'd have started doing Pokemon on YouTube when we all told you to, you'd be on 2 hours before me.
I wouldn't be though, would I? Because I have to go to this stupid wedding.
No, because this is on a Sunday.
Yeah, whatever. It does annoy me that I didn't do it.
Do you not want to come and hang out with the cast of Arrow with us? We're all going to be there. We're going to make friends
with Arrow.
Yeah, Stephen Amell, Felicity, and what's his face, the other one. They're all going to be there.
That's finished now, isn't it?
Not for us. It begins next weekend when we go and make friends with them all. Me and
so
Pam are basically going to be in an Arrow spin-off.
I'm genuinely so frustrated. It's been giving me a headache for days because I can't. There's no. I shouldn't have to justify getting out of it, but apparently, yeah, I can't win. It's driving me nuts.
Just pretend you're sick, and then you have to stay at home, and then accidentally end up in London.
I literally opened up the questioning with how many ankles do I have to break to get out of this? Is it 3?
Wow.
I think if you have a fever and then you accidentally, in a fever dream, get on a train to London by mistake and just end up waking up in a convention centre in London because you're so ill you don't know what's going on, I don't see how that can be your fault.
Just end up on a stage dressed as Diggle, standing next to Flash.
Standing next to
Green Arrow.
Actual Diggle, who's there.
I've replaced him in my fever dream. I beat him up, stolen his costume, I'm fighting.
Does Diggle have a costume? He just wears clothes.
Of course he does. No, he has his. I can't remember his code name.
Remember, I've not watched since like season 2. Diggle just used to wear a jacket and hold a gun.
He has a metal hat and a gun.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he have a metal hat?
I don't know, a metal helmet of some kind that covers his identity.
Metal hat.
Well, he does.
I'm just thinking like a metal flat cap.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, all the crisis on Infinite Earth stuff is kicking off in that at the moment. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking. I'm well excited. I reckon you could probably jump in for that in October without watching any of the previous stuff.
I might have to now I know we're going to be hanging out with Arrow next weekend. I should probably know what he's been getting up to.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that'll perhaps be how perhaps that's how me and Pab make friends with him. I say, look, Arrow, over here. I used to watch your show and then it became a convoluted mess. Tell me why I should start watching again and where I should pick up from. Make him sell it to me. Make him work for my views.
If they announce a Felicity spin-off, can you make sure you boo enough that they just choose not to do it?
She's going to be right there.
Exactly.
If it all goes wrong, we'll just set the Winter Soldier on him because he'll be hanging out. I imagine he'll be walking around with me and Pab all weekend.
I don't know what you're saying.
The Winter Soldier. He's there as well. I can't believe you're coming to the first Comic-Con where they've actually got real guests. You're not coming.
I know, because of my stupid wife.
Go and fetch her. Get her on now. I'll talk to her. I'll explain to her why you need to be coming to this. Who else is there coming who you might have heard of? Nolan North. You're a big Nolan North fan.
I had a chance to interview that man and Anna chickened out on me.
It's true. To be fair, it's the cast of Arrow, the Winter Soldier, and then a bunch of people I've never heard of. So,
yeah, but people you've never heard of are probably people that I would really, really, really want to meet. I'd be more upset if the cast of Flash were there. To be fair, the cast of Arrow, I'd just shake my head at them and say, not one of you had the balls to walk up to the person directing that program and say, this has been terrible for 3 years. She just left, and it's like, you could have made her leave 2 years ago if you really wanted to.
There's a guy who's part of the Arrow cast on here, and I don't even know who he is. Tyler Hoechlin. Who does he play on Arrow? Let's have a look.
Is it Wild Dog, or whatever his name is?
Clark Kent. Elseworld Superman.
Oh, you idiot. You haven't watched that in a while. You don't know Superman's in it.
No, but he's there as well.
I mean, he's actually on some random... I can't remember what it's called. They found part of Krypton on a meteorite, and he's staying there with Lois Lane having his baby while Supergirl looks after Earth.
Well, he's coming to London next weekend to hang out with his good pal Arrow and Felicity. And
this is just getting worse. I'm just going to tell the bride how much I hate her.
Do you want me to tell her? I'll tell her.
Somebody suggested I act really rude on Facebook and hope he gets back to him, and I was like, they don't know who I am. They wouldn't know that I was talking about them. It's impossible for them to know me. There's literally like no crossover. We've never met. It's insane.
Seems odd that you're going to their wedding.
It's insane.
Someone from The Walking Dead is there. Several people from The Walking Dead are there. Hold on, I don't know. 2 kids.
Oh,
let's have a look. So, from The Walking Dead, Sophia is going to be there. And
the girl who ruined the program.
And the other one who's going to be there from The Walking Dead is Henry, who I guess is Sophia's brother, because he just looks like a kid. So, Carol's kids are there, everybody. No, there's another one from The Walking Dead as well. See, we've got the cast of The Walking Dead in as well, Sheepdog. Henry from The Walking Dead. I know you're a big Henry fan. I don't know who Henry is. Apparently he's in it this year. Henry from The Walking Dead.
Well, I haven't watched it in a bajillion years. Is this what the podcast become now? You just listing people from Comic-Con
I'm trying
just
to
to
get you
upset
to come.
me. I don't have a choice. I don't have any control over my own life.
There's a Borderlands
What
cosplay
makes me happy
competition.
isn't important.
Borderlands 3 cosplay competition. You coming to that? Dressed as someone out of Borderlands. You could be a good Moxie, I reckon.
I don't know what any of those things
He
mean.
doesn't know what that is.
Go and look in a mirror, and you're basically looking at Moxie, and that's you.
I do hear I've got a lot of moxie. Jay of Jay and Silent Bob is there.
Yep.
See, what a Comic-Con this is.
I scrolled down looking for Bob of Jay and Silent Bob, but it's not there.
What you haven't done yet is looked at the range of tattooists who are there as well. So many tattooists are going to be there.
Is Madison Lynn's Sophia? Is that who that is?
I don't know. Most of those words you just said, I'm not sure what they mean.
We really should just stop reading this off. People are listening to this.
Yeah, and they're loving it. We'll get messages saying that bit at the end, that was the best part of the podcast in 4 years. I'm now coming to Comic-Con because it sounds so great.
Did you watch Game of Thrones this week? Are you still following it?
I don't understand why everyone hates it. Yeah,
no, I don't get what's going on.
What's you explain it to me, Sheepdog.
No, I watched it and was like, yeah.
Are we doing spoilers here?
Let's not. We don't need to, really. We don't need to, particularly. I watched it and just thought, okay, yeah, some of that stuff felt a little bit forced, but, there's like an episode left, so, either was going to happen or it weren't. And then when it finished, I was happy. I was like, yeah, cool. And then throughout the day, my friends all watched it, because I'd obviously I got woken up at like, 4:30 in the morning by one of my kids vomiting everywhere. So after sorting that, I went and watched Game of Thrones. So yeah, I was happy in my own little bubble, and on the internet, reading Reddit, everyone seemed moderately okay with what they'd watched. And then throughout the day, the tide just seemed to turn as people woke up and watched it, and everyone felt like it was really irrational and rushed and mad and whatever. And I think the problem is, the reason people are angry is they were offered 10 episodes to finish it in. They were also offered the chance to write the next Star Wars films. They said, no, it's alright, we'll do it in 6. And now they're all rushing to make the Star Wars film because I guess that's more exciting. And it's basically ruined, in people's eyes, the end of this, because they've had to cut a lot of bits out that would have bedded it better. I mean, the only time I felt like that, somebody sent me... this isn't spoilery. There's a bit where Jamie's walking along the beach, and basically that whole scene seemed a bit mad because they could have had it. They could have twisted it. My mate sent me a write-out he'd found on someone on Reddit had written, this is how I'd have done it, and it would have been as long, and it would have made a lot more sense. And it was like little bits like that where you thought, these people are paid writers, did nobody think to do that? And I was like, okay, I accept that would have been better. But I also have no problem with the way it actually happened, because the way it actually happened is essentially what happened. Do you know what I mean? It just is what happened. So there we are. It'd be like saying, well, I'd have preferred my day to go a lot better. I'd prefer to spend my Saturday doing what I want rather than being forced to go to some stranger's wedding. But, life just is what it is. You have to do the things the way they fall out. So... yeah, I kind of just took it as that's their story. I'm a bit confused that 500,000 people have signed a petition to say redo it. I feel like the world is going properly mad.
That's the 500,000 people with dogs or children called Khaleesi who've signed that petition.
Yeah. That is, I mean, it is great to know that all those morons who have named anything after a character from a TV show like that before it's ended... especially when you knew how it was going to go, because you did know how it was going to go from like the first season. I guess it's hard to.
I've not been particularly surprised by anything that's happened. The one surprise happened was it the episode before. That was a surprise, but we can't, if we're not spoiling. I can't say. But this most recent episode, I watched that and thought, yeah, this all seems about right.
I suppose the issue with the one before that was a surprise, and that builds into this, is that it's kind of like they've been building up to these plots reaching their climax for so long, and both stories have resolved pretty damn quick, and you just know that the last episode of the whole thing is going to be resolving the outcome of that, and I'm not particularly excited about it. I was, but people have ruined it for me by just being grumps, and I'd already accepted that it wasn't going to be as good as the books would eventually be, but also that I probably was never going to get to read the books. I'd read a rumour. Well, I'd read one of the actors from the show said that he'd spoken to George Martin, and George Martin had said he'd finished both the books. He's just not allowed to tell anyone until the show's finished. And then he came out and said, "That's not true. I've not even started the last one." And you're kind of like, well, who do I believe here? Like, why did the actor say that if it wasn't true? And it's hard to know what to believe, because part of me thinks, well, if he has signed something, maybe he was told to just say, no, it's not true. But then part of me thinks the actor was probably just trying to sound like he knew more than he did. I don't see how we're ever going to get these books finished with him just messing around writing history. He's been releasing books set 500 years before the story started, left, right and centre. But he can't just move these last bits through.
It's probably because he's getting paid far more money for it being a TV show than he'll ever make out of the books.
He seems to hate the show, though, from what he says online.
I bet he loves the money.
Yeah. He was having a good old whinge about how he needed extra episodes, and it wasn't. There's been loads of scenes of people in the programme. I mean, I don't know if this is just people editing stuff, but someone asked, like, Jon Snow, I can't think of the real names, Jaime Lannister, Daenerys, how they felt the end of the show had gone, and all Tyrion, all of them have just kind of gone. So they're not particularly thrilled with it. There's been all sorts of articles coming out about that. Every time a character dies in an episode, the person who plays them then starts ranting about how bad they thought their ending was, which is interesting to see. But again, I was quite happy with it personally. I wasn't like 10 out of 10 happy with it. I just accepted that it wasn't a top tier. It's not, I've mentioned before about my scale of, like, I consider certain shows my A grade shows, like the Breaking Bads. I consider like Flash, Arrow and Supergirl to be like C grade, probably. Flash sometimes reaches a B for me because it's got awesome sort of nerdy bits in it, but generally I know they're C grade fodder. I think Game of Thrones is firmly in the B grade kind of camp. It's just not rich enough. It's not deep enough to be A grade. I don't think you can really do that with that kind of scope. They've had to water it down. They've had to dumb it down, but that's just the way it is.
Splendid. Well, I think that's an acceptable amount of waffling to get this up to an hour.
I also saw Detective Pikachu. Have you seen that?
Here we go.
Sorry.
No. I'm so uninterested in it that we're going to go and see Endgame again tomorrow instead.
Really?
It is good, though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's no Minecraft, though, is it?
It's fun, though, so I recommend people see it. But anyway, you can wrap up now.
Something about Twitter. At MGUK Podcast, or me at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And come and see us having fun at Comic-Con next weekend.
Yes.
Because it will be marvellous, and it's just me and Pab, because Sheepdog doesn't want to go. I don't really know the story there. But it will just be me and Pab, because Sheepdog's not there, Anna's not there. So it's just me and Pab having a whale of a time, buying jam and
ice cream,
wandering around the place, having ice creams and buying comics.
Yeah.
What more could you want with your weekend? See you next week, boys and girls. Hopefully, literally, see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening, folks.